The classification of living things, also known as taxonomy, is a systematic approach to organizing and categorizing organisms based on shared characteristics. Here's a detailed explanation of the classification system. Domain. This is the highest level of classification and includes 3 domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Domains are distinguished by differences in cell types. Kingdom. Within each domain, organisms are further divided into kingdoms. There are 6 recognized kingdoms: eubacteria, archaebacteria, Plantae, Animalia, Fungi, and Protista. Phylum. Each kingdom is divided into phyla, singular, phylum, which group organisms based on basic body plans and structures. Class. Within phyla, organisms are sorted into classes. Classes may be divided based on features such as the presence of a backbone or the method of reproduction. Order. Classes are divided into orders, which often group families that share ecological niches or reproductive strategies. Family. Orders contain families, which are groups of related genera that share more specific traits. Genus. A genus comprises one or more species that are closely related and share a common ancestor. Species. This is the most specific level of classification. A species is a group of individuals that can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. The binomial nomenclature system is used to name species, which includes the genus name followed by the species name, for example, Homo sapiens for humans. This system was developed by Carl Linnaeus in the 18th century and has been refined over time to accommodate new scientific discoveries. 12. For a practical example, let's classify the lion. Domain, eukarya. Kingdom, Animalia. Phylum, Chaiodata. Class, Mammalia. Order, Carnivora. Family, Felidae. Genus, Panthera. Species, Panthera leo. Remembering the order of these categories can be facilitated by mnemonics, such as Dear King Philip came over for good soup, representing domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. This classification system helps biologists and researchers understand the relationships between different organisms, their evolutionary history, and how they interact with their environment. It's a dynamic system that evolves as new species are discovered and as our understanding of the natural world grows. Organisms in the archaea domain differ from those in the bacteria domain in several key ways. Cell wall. Cell wall. Cell wall composition. Archaea have unique cell wall compositions that are distinct from bacteria. For example, bacterial cell walls are often made up of peptidoglycan, whereas archaeal cell walls do not contain this substance. 12. Membrane lipids. The lipids in archaeal cell membranes differ chemically from those found in bacteria. Archaea have ether bonds between glycerol and their lipids, while bacteria have ester bonds. 3. Genetic differences. Archaea and bacteria have significant genetic differences. Archaeal genes are more similar to eukaryotic genes than to bacterial genes, and their RNA polymerases and ribosomal proteins are also more closely related to those of eukaryotes. 3. Microbial metabolism. Microbial metabolism. Metabolism. While many bacteria are known for their diverse metabolic pathways, including photosynthesis, archaea are often extremophiles that can survive in harsh environments, such as high temperatures, salinity, or acidity. However, no archaea are known to be pathogenic. 1. Evolution of flagella. Evolution of flagella. Flagella structure. The structure of archaeal flagella is different from that of bacterial flagella. Archaeal flagella are thinner, not hollow, and are composed of different proteins. 3. Reproduction. 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 Archaea reproduce asexually by binary fission, fragmentation, or budding. In contrast, some bacteria can form spores as part of their life cycle. 3. These differences are so pronounced that archaea are as distinct from bacteria as they are from eukaryotes, despite both being prokaryotes, organisms without a cell nucleus. This led to the establishment of archaea as a separate domain of life. 3. The discovery of archaea in the 1970s by Dr. Carl Woese was a significant milestone in the field of microbiology, leading to the reclassification of life into 3 domains: eukarya, bacteria, and archaea. The eukaryotic domain, also known as eukarya, is one of the 3 domains of life, the other 2 being bacteria and archaea. Eukarya is characterized by organisms that have cells with a true nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Here's a detailed explanation of the eukaryotic domain. Cell structure. Eukaryotic cells are defined by their membrane-bound nucleus, which houses the cell's genetic material. They also contain other organelles such as mitochondria, chloroplasts, in plants, the endoplasmic reticulum, and the Golgi apparatus, which compartmentalize various cellular functions. Kingdoms. The domain eukarya is divided into 4 kingdoms: Protist, Protista. This kingdom includes a diverse group of organisms, many of which are unicellular, such as algae, protozoans, and slime molds. 1. Fungi. Members of this kingdom are primarily decomposers and include organisms like yeasts, molds, and mushrooms. 1. Plant. Plantae. This kingdom comprises all plants, which are autotrophic and perform photosynthesis. It includes a wide range of organisms from mosses and ferns to flowering plants. 1. Animal. Animalia. This kingdom includes all animals, from simple organisms like sponges to complex organisms like humans. 1. Reproduction. Eukaryotic organisms can reproduce both asexually and sexually. Asexual reproduction occurs through processes like mitosis and budding, while sexual reproduction involves meiosis and the fusion of gametes. Genetic material. Eukaryotes have linear DNA organized into chromosomes. They also have a complex system of gene regulation involving multiple types of RNA. Metabolism. Eukaryotes exhibit various metabolic pathways. They can be autotrophic, like plants that perform photosynthesis, or heterotrophic, like animals and fungi that consume organic material. Size and complexity. Eukaryotic organisms range from unicellular to multicellular. Multicellular eukaryotes often have specialized cells and tissues for different functions. Evolutionary origin. The eukaryotic domain is believed to have emerged from an endosymbiotic event, where a protoeukaryotic cell engulfed an aerobic bacterium, leading to the formation of mitochondria. This theory is supported by the fact that mitochondria and chloroplasts have their own DNA, which is distinct from the cell's nuclear DNA too. Eukaryotes represent a vast and diverse group of organisms that play essential roles in Earth's ecosystems. Their complex cellular structure allows for specialized functions and advanced abilities, such as multicellularity, which has led to the development of complex life forms. Certainly, an example of a unicellular organism within the eukarya domain is yeast. Yeasts are part of the fungi kingdom and are known for their role in fermentation, baking, and brewing. They are eukaryotic as they have a defined nucleus and other organelles within their cells. 1. Another example includes certain types of algae, which are part of the Protista kingdom and play a crucial role in aquatic ecosystems as primary producers. Organisms within the domain Archaea are fascinating and diverse, with many unique characteristics that set them apart from other domains of life. Here's a detailed look at an example organism from the domain Archaea, Sulfolobus acidocultus. Classification. It belongs to the phylum Cranarchiota, which consists of hyperthermophilic and thermoacidophilic organisms. 1. Habitat. This organism thrives in extremely hot and acidic environments, such as hot springs and sulfatric fields. 1. Cell structure. Like other Archaea, Sulfolobus acidocultus has a cell membrane composed of ether lipids with branched isoprene chains. Its cell wall lacks peptidoglycan, which is commonly found in bacteria. 1. Metabolism. It is a chemolithoautotroph, meaning it obtains energy by oxidizing inorganic substances, such as sulfur, and uses carbon dioxide as a carbon source. 1. Reproduction. It reproduces asexually, typically through cell division. 1. Adaptations. Sulfolobus acidocultus has adapted to its harsh environment with enzymes that are stable and active at high temperatures and low pH levels. 1. Research significance. Due to its extremophilic nature, it is of interest in the study of molecular biology and biotechnology for applications such as PCR, polymerase chain reaction, where heat-stable enzymes are required. 1. Another notable example of an archaeal organism is methanogens. Classification. They belong to the phylum Euryarchaeota and are known for their ability to produce methane as a byproduct of their metabolism. 1. Habitat. Methanogens are found in anaerobic environments such as marshes, hot springs, and the guts of animals, including humans. 1. Cell structure. Their cell walls are composed of unique substances that differ from the peptidoglycan found in bacterial cell walls. 1. Metabolism. Methanogens are anaerobes that reduce carbon dioxide to methane, playing a crucial role in the carbon cycle. 1. Reproduction. They also reproduce asexually and are important for processes like waste treatment and biogas production. 1. These examples illustrate the diversity and ecological significance of archaea, which are often found in extreme environments but also play vital roles in more common habitats. Their unique characteristics have made them a subject of intense study, particularly in the fields of evolutionary biology and biotechnology. The kingdom Plantae is one of the fundamental groups in the biological classification system. It encompasses all plants and is characterized by several distinctive features. Autotrophic nature. Plants are autotrophs, meaning they produce their own food through photosynthesis, using light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. 1. Multicellularity. Plants are multicellular organisms, consisting of various differentiated cells that work together to perform complex functions. 1. Cell structure. Plant cells have a rigid cell wall made primarily of cellulose, which provides structural support. They also contain chloroplasts, the organelles responsible for photosynthesis. 1. Non-motility. Generally, plants are non-motile and anchored to one place by their roots. 1. Reproduction. Plants can reproduce both sexually and asexually. Sexual reproduction involves the formation of gametes and fertilization to produce a zygote, which develops into an embryo. Asexual reproduction can occur through methods like budding or vegetative propagation. 1. Classification. The plant kingdom is further classified into subgroups based on characteristics such as the presence or absence of vascular tissues, seeds, and flowers. The major subgroups include Thallophyta, algae. These are simple, autotrophic, non-vascular plants. They can be unicellular or multicellular and lack true roots, stems, and leaves. 1. Bryophyta, mosses and liverworts known as the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Bryophytes are non-vascular plants that typically inhabit moist environments. 1. Pteridophyta, ferns. Pteridophytes are vascular plants without seeds. They reproduce via spores and have a life cycle that includes both a gametophyte and a sporophyte generation. 1. Gymnosperms. These are seed-producing plants whose seeds are not enclosed in an ovary. They include conifers like pine and spruce trees. 1. Angiosperms. The largest and most diverse group, angiosperms are flowering plants with seeds enclosed in an ovary or fruit. They are further divided into monocots and dicots based on the number of seed leaves, cotyledons. 1. Ecological role. Plants form the base of the ecological pyramid and are primary producers, playing a crucial role in ecosystems by producing oxygen and serving as a food source for other organisms. 1. The plant kingdom is vast, with over 300,000 species, ranging from tiny mosses to towering trees. This diversity is a result of millions of years of evolution, adapting to various habitats and ecological niches on Earth. 2. The study of plants, known as botany, continues to reveal new species and deepen our understanding of these essential organisms and their role in the environment. An example of a plant that reproduces through vegetative propagation is the sweet potato, Ipomoea batatas. It is a dicotyledonous plant that belongs to the Convolvulaceae family. In sweet potatoes, the roots can give rise to new plants. 1. Another example is the dahlia, which can reproduce from tuberous roots, where each tuber can develop into a new plant. 1. Vegetative propagation is a form of asexual reproduction where new plants grow from parts of the parent plant, such as stems, roots, and leaves, without the need for seeds. This method is widely used in horticulture to propagate desirable plant varieties. The animal kingdom, also known as Kingdom Animalia, is a diverse and complex category of organisms that share several fundamental characteristics. Here's a detailed explanation. Eukaryotic and multicellular. Animals are eukaryotic, meaning their cells have a nucleus enclosed within membranes. They are also multicellular, with cells that form tissues and organs. 1. Heterotrophic. Animals cannot produce their own food and are heterotrophic, relying on other organisms for nutrition. They consume plants, other animals, or organic debris. 1. Lack of cell walls. Unlike plants, animal cells do not have cell walls, which allows for a greater range of movement and flexibility. 1. Motility. Most animals have the ability to move voluntarily at some point in their life cycle, which is essential for finding food, escaping predators, and reproducing. 1. Reproduction. Animals typically reproduce sexually, with the diploid stage being dominant. However, many animals can also reproduce asexually. 1. Growth. Animal growth is generally determinate, meaning they grow to a certain size and then stop. 1. Specialized tissues. Animals have specialized tissues, such as nervous and muscle tissue, which allow for complex movements and behaviors. 1. Diverse forms and habitats. The animal kingdom includes a vast array of creatures, from simple sponges to complex mammals, occupying nearly every habitat on Earth. 1. Classification. Animals are classified into various phyla based on their body plan, type of symmetry, presence of a body cavity, and other characteristics. The main phyla include Porifera, sponges, simple animals with porous bodies; Cnidaria, jellyfish, corals, and their relatives with stinging cells; Platyhelminthes, flatworms, which are simple, unsegmented worms; Nematoda, roundworms, which are abundant and diverse; Annelida, segmented worms like earthworms and leeches; Mollusca, a diverse group including snails, clams, and squids; Arthropoda, insects, spiders, and crustaceans, the largest phylum; Echinodermata, sea stars and sea urchins with radial symmetry; Chaiodata, animals with a notochord, including vertebrates like fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. 1. Evolution. The animal kingdom has evolved over hundreds of millions of years, with a fossil record that traces back to the Precambrian era. 1. Animals play crucial roles in ecosystems as consumers, pollinators, decomposers, and more. Their study, known as zoology, helps us understand the intricate web of life on our planet. The animal kingdom is a testament to the complexity and adaptability of life, showcasing an incredible variety of forms and behaviors. The kingdom Protista is a diverse category in the biological classification system, encompassing a wide range of organisms that are primarily unicellular and eukaryotic. Here's a detailed explanation. Cell structure. Protists have cells with a nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. Some protists have cell walls, while others have flexible cell membranes. 1. Diversity. Protists are incredibly diverse. They can be similar to animals, plants, or fungi but do not fit neatly into these categories. This diversity includes plant-like algae, animal-like protozoa, and fungus-like slime molds. 12. Habitat. They are found in various aquatic environments, moistland habitats, and even inside other eukaryotes as parasites or symbionts. 1. Nutrition. Protists exhibit different methods of acquiring nutrition. Some are autotrophic, performing photosynthesis, while others are heterotrophic, feeding on other organisms or organic matter. Some protists can switch between photosynthetic and heterotrophic modes. 1. Locomotion. Many protists are motile, using structures like flagella, cilia, or pseudopodia for movement. 1. Reproduction. Protists can reproduce both sexually and asexually. Asexual reproduction methods include binary fission, budding, or spore formation. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of gametes. 1. Role in ecosystems. Protists play vital roles in ecosystems, especially in aquatic environments where they can be primary producers and form the base of food webs. Some are also important decomposers. 1. Examples. Diatoms. These are photosynthetic, plant-like protists that are key primary producers in marine and freshwater ecosystems. 1. Paramecium, a well-known genus of ciliate protozoa. Paramecium are heterotrophic and use cilia for movement and feeding. 1. The kingdom Protista is a testament to the incredible diversity of life, with members that have few similarities with one another, yet play crucial roles in their respective habitats. They are often described based on their similarities to the other groups of eukaryotes, animals, plants, and fungi. The kingdom Monera is a historical classification that encompassed prokaryotic organisms, which are characterized by their lack of a true nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Here's a detailed explanation. Cell structure. Monerans have a simple cell structure without a nucleus. Their genetic material, DNA, is not enclosed within a membrane but is instead located in a region called the nucleid. 1. Diversity. The kingdom included a vast array of unicellular organisms, predominantly bacteria, and was once divided into two groups: eubacteria, true bacteria, and archaebacteria, ancient bacteria. 1. Habitat. Monerans are found in almost every environment on Earth, from extreme habitats like hot springs and deep oceans to more common settings like soil and water bodies. They can also exist as parasites inside other organisms. 1. Nutrition. Monerans exhibit diverse nutritional strategies. Some are autotrophic, capable of photosynthesis or chemosynthesis, while others are heterotrophic, obtaining energy by consuming organic or inorganic substances. 1. Reproduction. They primarily reproduce asexually through binary fission, although some bacteria can exchange genetic material through processes like conjugation, transformation, or transduction. 1. Mobility. Some monerans are motile, using structures like flagella or pili to move, while others are non-motile. 1. Importance. Monerans play essential roles in ecosystems, such as decomposing organic matter, fixing nitrogen, and cycling nutrients. Some are used in industrial processes like fermentation, while others can be pathogenic. 1. Taxonomic changes. The classification of Monera has undergone significant changes. The kingdom was historically recognized in the five-kingdom system of classification. However, with advances in molecular biology and phylogenetics, the Monera kingdom has been divided into two separate domains, bacteria and archaea, reflecting a more accurate representation of their evolutionary relationships. 2. The term Monera is no longer used in modern scientific classification, and the organisms previously classified under this kingdom are now placed in the domains bacteria and archaea, which are part of the three-domain system introduced by Carl Woese. 2. This system is based on genetic analysis and recognizes the fundamental differences between these two groups of prokaryotes. Bacteria are the more common prokaryotes, while archaea are often extremophiles, living in environments that are extreme by human standards. The kingdom Fungi is a major group within the eukaryotic organisms that includes a wide variety of life forms ranging from microscopic yeast to large mushrooms. Here's a detailed explanation of the kingdom Fungi. Cell structure. Fungi are eukaryotic, meaning their cells have a true nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. The cell walls of fungi are made of chitin, a strong but flexible nitrogen-containing polysaccharide. 1. Diversity. There are about 144,000 known species of fungi, which include yeasts, rusts, smuts, mildews, molds, and mushrooms. Fungi are incredibly diverse in form and function. 1. Nutrition. Fungi are heterotrophs. They cannot produce their own food like plants do. They absorb nutrients from their environment, which can be living or dead organisms. Some fungi are decomposers, breaking down dead organic matter, while others form symbiotic relationships with plants, mycorrhizae, or are parasites. 12. Reproduction. Fungi can reproduce both sexually and asexually. Asexual reproduction is common and can occur through spore formation, budding, or fragmentation. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of specialized cells from two different mating types, leading to genetic diversity. 12. Hyphae and mycelium. The body of a fungus, known as the mycelium, is typically made up of long, thread-like structures called hyphae. These hyphae can grow rapidly and penetrate the fungus's food source, absorbing nutrients through their large surface area. 2. Roles in ecosystems. Fungi play crucial roles in ecosystems. They are primary agents of decay and nutrient cycling, breaking down complex organic materials into simpler compounds that other organisms can use. Some fungi also form symbiotic relationships that are essential for the survival of both partners. 1. Human relevance. Fungi have significant economic and medical importance. They are used in the production of antibiotics, alcohol, bread, and cheese. However, some fungi can cause diseases in plants, animals, and humans. 1. Study of fungi. The scientific study of fungi is known as mycology. It covers the taxonomy, genetics, and biology of fungi, as well as their use in medicine and agriculture. 1. The kingdom Fungi is distinct from other kingdoms such as Plantae and Animalia due to its unique mode of nutrition, structural organization, and life cycle. Fungi are an essential part of the natural world, with many species still to be discovered and studied. That was all. Goodbye.